Hello, and welcome to this course on learning Python Artificial Intelligence by example. This is the first of two courses I'm creating, the second being Advanced Python AI by example. I'm Mark Strefford, the founder of Time-Lapse AI Limited, based out of Chester in the UK, and I'll be presenting all of the sections in this course. As an introduction, I have an extensive IT career stretching back over 20 years. I've worked on large-scale IT projects delivering business transformation in many sectors. I've led teams across the world, and I've delivered high-profile projects in a number of industry sectors that leverage leading-edge technology. I now specialize in the enterprise adoption of AI and machine learning, and work with a number of clients, from those just starting out to those that are more advanced and have a clear view of how they want AI to help their organization. I also present at international conferences on the use of AI in the enterprise. You can follow me on Twitter at Mark Strefford and visit my website at timelapserobotics.com. So let's look at what we will cover in this course and what you will need to get started. So why Python Artificial Intelligence by example? There's a growing number of resources available that show how to use Python for artificial intelligence and machine learning. However, most of these are focused on academic use cases or demonstrate small parts of solutions, such as perhaps improving the recognition rate of an image classifier. While I agree that all of this is useful and very important, I also think it is important to see how these technologies can be applied in real-world settings, such as your home, your study, or your workplace. Python is a widely adopted language in AI circles, and because of that, there are a significant number of powerful libraries that can help us to develop powerful solutions to everyday, and some not so everyday, problems using relatively few lines of code. You will see examples in this course using only a few hundred lines of code, and if you so wish, this could even be reduced further. AI is now becoming prevalent across industry, and many companies are looked to embrace it for many different business problems, from finding information more effectively in rich knowledge bases, predicting fraud or identifying potential new customers, to optimizing their business processes and giving customers better experiences. In this course, we'll look at 4 key areas. We'll start by looking at how we can use natural language processing techniques to find information in a rich knowledge base. We'll then look at computer vision and how we can recognize faces in images, and then move on to how we can recognize faces in a video streamed through a webcam. We'll look at how to use multiple datasets to predict taxi journey times in New York City. And we'll complete this course by looking at how we can use deep neural networks to predict the steering angle of a self-driving car. For this course, you won't need any previous AI experience. We'll cover the key concepts that help get you started. However, you will need a reasonable understanding of Python. All of the code is written in Python 3. As there are some dependencies between Python versions and the libraries we'll use, I'd also recommend that you understand Docker. Docker container configuration is provided for some of the sections. And for where we look at neural networks, a cloud compute instance would be beneficial, so some knowledge of deploying an instance to a cloud environment would be useful too. For this course, it's essential that you have access to a good specification PC. To create the course, I used a 2018 MacBook Pro. You will need 8 GB of memory as a minimum, but ideally 16 GB or even 32 GB. For sections 3 and 4, ideally you'll have access to an NVIDIA GPU. I used Google Cloud for training the models in these sections. Model training in the cloud took between 5 and 12 hours using a 2-core 13 GB instance with an NVIDIA K80 GPU. As a comparison, it would have taken me 3 to 5 days on my MacBook. It's not mandatory to use a cloud instance. The trained models are provided, and with enough time can be run locally on your PC. I'd also aim for between 50 and 100 GB of free disk space. Some of the downloads are large, upwards of 1 GB, and some as large as 3 GB, so a good internet connection is also very important. For section 2, we use Amazon's recognition service for facial recognition. To use this service, you will need a credit or debit card. The charges are unlikely to exceed $10 unless you make heavy use or extended use of this service. I always recommend setting up payment and billing alerts for any cloud service that I use. However, we only use AWS recognition in one of the videos in this section, and if you are unsure about its usage or the potential charges, it is still possible to complete the rest of this section without using AWS recognition. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed completing this course as much as I enjoyed creating it.